On this week's Goal Show, the best in the world, Lionel Messi celebrates winning FIFA's most prestigious honour for a fourth time. Action from Australia, where Alessandro Del Piero's Sydney FC face a fight to save their season. We'll hear from Hamburg coach Thorsten Fink as they prepare for the resumption of the Bundesliga season. And we're in Argentina for the 2013 South American Youth Championship. But first, to Switzerland. The star attraction, dressed in a polka dot dinner jacket and matching bow tie, Lionel Messi arrives at FIFA's Ballon d'Or Awards ceremony in Zurich, about to add another accolade to his phenomenal collection. The Barcelona star won the World Player of the Year award for a record fourth time on Monday, following his own record-breaking year on the football field. He beat teammates Andres Iniesta and Real Madrid's Cristiano Ronaldo to the honour after scoring 91 goals in 2012. A tally that saw him surpass Gerd Muller's long-standing record for the amount of goals scored by a single player in a calendar year. Hard to believe he's still only 25.
The truth is that I'm very happy for being able to win this trophy again, this being the fourth one in a row. It's a very big joy.
Messi's fourth consecutive Golden Ball comes after a relatively barren year for his club. Barcelona only won the Copa del Rey in 2012, losing out to Chelsea in the Champions League and Real Madrid in La Liga. Yet the Argentine continued to lay claim to being the greatest footballer of all time. Not only did he smash Muller's record, he finished the La Liga season in May with the most goals and the most hat-tricks in a single campaign. He also dispelled the belief that he doesn't perform as well for Argentina by scoring 12 goals for his country in just 9 games. Despite his success, Messi admitted that his latest Ballon d'Or award wasn't a foregone conclusion.
It was a surprise. We didn't know anything until we came here. Until the moment they informed the three of us of the result. We don't know who the winner is. That's why it's a surprise.
Messi was also named in FIFA's World Team of the Year. Atletico Madrid striker Radamel Falcao was the only man in that team not to play for either Barcelona or Real Madrid. The 26-year-old became a worldwide sensation in 2012 due to his prolific record in front of goal for both his club and the Colombian national team.
2012 was really good, thanks to God. It is really important for me because everybody on the FIFA lineup was from Barcelona and Real Madrid, and I'm from a different club.
Vicente Del Bosque picked up the accolade for Coach of the Year. The Spain national team boss led his side to Euro 2012 glory once more, successfully defending the title they won in 2008, whilst making it a record 3 major tournament wins in a row.
It's an honour as a Spanish football representative. Everybody from Spain was on the stage, and it's a really happy moment for me. Almost everybody recognised with the prize here is from Spanish football, which is a sign of our potential.
As for Messi's potential to make it 5 Ballon d'Or awards in 12 months' time, well, he wouldn't bet against it. The Barcelona star wasn't the only one making the news last week. Here's a roundup of the other football stories that hit the headlines.
Mario Balotelli's rarely out of the news these days. Milan president and former Italian Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi labelled the striker a bad apple, ruling out to swoop for him in the January transfer window.
I'm sorry to say that, but at AC Milan, as at every football team, the human aspect is particularly important. If you put a rotten apple in the changing room, it can affect all the others. From my personal experience, I form my own opinion on Balotelli as a man. I wouldn't accept him in the AC Milan changing room.
With that European transfer window wide open, there were plenty of movers and shakers over the last 7 days. Turkish star Nuri Sahin returned to Borussia Dortmund on loan from Real Madrid after ending a similar spell at Liverpool.
Ich bin überglücklich, wieder zu Hause zu sein und ich konnte heute wirklich.
I'm overjoyed to be back home. I could hardly sleep last night. I was so excited. I wanted to get back home as soon as possible. It's my club and my home. I know every face here. At the medical today, I saw the nurses and they were all happy that I'd made the choice to come back. So I'm home here. I'm looking forward to playing with the team, being with the fans again. I honestly can't describe how glad I am to be back.
Ich kann nicht sagen, wie glücklich ich bin, wieder zu Hause zu sein.
Brazil star Lucas Moura made his long-awaited debut for Paris Saint-Germain on Friday during a goalless draw with Ajaccio in France. The midfielder has moved from Sao Paulo, a deal that was agreed in the autumn.
The stadium was packed and it was great to soak up that atmosphere. I am happy with what I did tonight at the game. I wish we had won, of course, but that's football. You can't always win.
Former France international Alain Giresse was appointed the new boss of Senegal, the 60-year-old having had previous coaching experience in Africa in charge of Gabon and Mali. Senegal are not involved in this year's Africa Cup of Nations, which begins at the weekend. And finally, 41 Korean footballers were banned by FIFA following a probe into match-fixing corruption in Asia. All of them have received life bans from the K-League and the Korean Football Association after their involvement was established by a wide-reaching investigation.
The race for honours in Australia's A-League is gathering momentum amongst the teams setting the pace this time. Adelaide United. Chasing a first ever A-League title, they hosted last year's runners-up Perth Glory on Friday. Adelaide's Argentine Jeremino Newman had already threatened after coming on as an early sub before putting the hosts ahead, courtesy of some good fortune.
It's just come off the outside of his boot.
Newman was in no mood for hanging around, quickly making it 2-0 by finishing off a flowing counter-attack.
The momentum's bringing Vukovic out, and then it just passes it. Gets past that outstretched leg, and it's a clever finish from Girolamo.
Ian Ramsey's spectacular goal just after half-time put Adelaide firmly on course for victory. Perth had taken only 2 points from their previous 3 games and looked out of sorts here until Anthony Golek's trip on Shane Smeltz gave them hope late on. Smeltz converting the resulting penalty, and Stephen McGarry's assured finish shortly after set up a tense finale for Adelaide. The visitors couldn't find an equaliser though, Adelaide holding on to record their 10th league win from 16 this season.
That result put the pressure on leaders Central Coast Mariners ahead of their trip to third-placed Melbourne Victory on Saturday. With success vital for both sides in their title charge, the usually prolific Marco Rojas couldn't put the hosts ahead early on. They continued to dominate proceedings in the first half and got their reward 3 minutes before half-time, Argentine Marcos Flores getting his second in successive games.
And Marcos Flores has finally given...
The Mariners coach Graham Arnold knows he faces a tough task to remain in the title hunt, and they were fortunate to get themselves back on level terms. Adrian Ledger's missed clearance seeing him bundle Michael McGlinchey over. Top scorer and focus of Asian clubs Daniel McBreen dispatched the resulting spot kick to ensure a share of the spoils.
Brisbane Roar were looking to revive their stuttering title defence when they faced the Newcastle Jets on Saturday. Marquee player Emile Heskey missed out for Newcastle through injury and surely would have done better with Craig Goodwin's effort. Although they've struggled in recent weeks without a win in 3, the Jets continue to create chances. Ryan Griffiths' clever chip eventually giving them the lead in the second half. The 1-goal margin never looked comfortable and the visitors could have been level but for some smart goalkeeping by Mark Birighitti. Besart Berisha's wastefulness in front of goal proving costly as the champions suffered their 9th loss of the season.
Sunday saw Wellington Phoenix head into their encounter with Western Sydney Wanderers, looking to avoid a third straight defeat. Neither side could find a breakthrough in the first half, and the game was still goalless going into the last 20 minutes. But then centre-half Nikolai Topor-Stanley popped up to put the visitors ahead with a diving header, his first goal of the season. Things got worse for the home side as a defensive mix-up let Wanderers in for their second. Striker Labino Haliti capitalising on confusion between defender and goalkeeper to net his 14th of the campaign. There was no way back for the Phoenix as defeat sent them down to the foot of the table.
Bottom side Sydney FC were hoping to give their season a much-needed boost when they hosted Melbourne Hearts. Heart hadn't lost against Sydney in their previous 7 meetings, and they looked set for a routine win when Richard Garcia put them ahead with a powerful header 24 minutes in. The former Hull midfielder with his 4th goal of the season. But in the last 10 minutes, the home side came to life. Brett Emerton producing some neat footwork before stabbing home the equaliser. And Sydney weren't finished there. Still time for captain Ryan Grant to nod home Alessandro Del Piero's cross. That result moved Sydney off the bottom of the table and saw Heart slip out of the top 6. Central Coast lead the way, 2 points clear of Adelaide after 16 rounds of the campaign. Coming up in part 2 of this week's Goal Show, 2 of Germany's top sides meet in Dubai ahead of the second half of the Bundesliga season. And the 2013 South American Youth Championship kicks off in Argentina. Welcome back to this week's Goal Show. Still to come, a glimpse of the future. South America's best teenagers go head-to-head in Argentina. And on top of the world, we're with the team that plays here, Europe's highest football pitch. The German Bundesliga season resumes this weekend. Its teams have been hard at work in warmer climates, ensuring they remain in tip-top condition during the 5-week winter break. Both Borussia Mönchengladbach and Hamburg have been in Dubai, and last Wednesday they met in a friendly game at the Seven Stadium. Hamburg will begin the second half of the season in 10th place. They drew first blood here. Milan Badet's finish making it 1-0. Mönchengladbach got the chance to equalise before half-time, though, when the referee pointed to the spot for a foul on Patrick Herrmann. Captain Philip Dahms making no mistake to level. But parity lasted only 12 minutes as Hamburg restored their lead. Artem Zrudnev's header finding its way in from a tight angle. The Latvian will be looking to add to the 6 goals he's already scored in his debut Bundesliga season in the coming months. Rudnev's goal appeared to be enough to earn Hamburg a morale-boosting win, but Gladbach had other ideas. Branimir Hrgota's thumping finish, earning his side a draw. They restart the season 8th in the table. Both these clubs have designs on a European place come the end of the campaign. Hamburg boss Thorsten Fink insists his side are not equipped to make it as far as the Champions League, however.
No, it is here not. For us, it's not a Champions League place. Maybe in 2 years. So last year we were the ranking number 15. So it's very bad. And I think we have a good team to form a lot, to bring the team in the Europe places, Europe League places, but it needs a little bit time.
The 2013 South American Youth Championship got underway in Argentina on Wednesday, the 26th edition of the Under-20 tournament, contested by 10 teams from the continent. The Andean city of Mendoza played host to the first two games. First up, the Group A clash between Paraguay and Colombia. South America's best young players are participating in this event, showcasing their skills in front of the TV cameras. Colombia struck first here, striker John Cordoba, who plays for Mexican club Jaguares, on target. The 19-year-old showing a glimpse of the talent that's led to comparisons with Didier Drogba in his country. It was a lead that Colombia wouldn't relinquish as they got their campaign off to a winning start.
Later that day, more than 20,000 fans were at the same stadium as the hosts Argentina took on Chile. Roared on by the sizable support, Argentina began well. River Plate's Manuel Lanzini missed their best opening of the first period, though, a mistake he'd be left to rue. With almost a quarter of the game played, Brian Rebello's cross asked questions of the Argentina rearguards. Nicolas Castillo bravely heading Chile in front, stunning the home crowd in the process. Chile's senior team has been blighted by indiscipline and a series of sendings off in recent months. The problem appeared to have transcended to the under-20 team here, when with minutes of the first half left, Cesar Fuentes picked up a second yellow card and was dismissed. Chile's problems only intensified after half-time. With 20 minutes left, the referee was reaching for his pocket again. Manuel Bravo dismissed this time, as Chile were reduced to 9 men. Forced onto the back foot by their teammates' indiscretions, Chile's remaining players worked tirelessly for a result. No matter what Argentina did, they couldn't find the way past the impressive goalkeeping of Chile's 18-year-old Daniel Melo. Chile holding on for a famous victory, to the delights of their recently appointed head coach, Mario Salas. Bolivia are the other team in Group A. There are 2 groups of 5 teams, with each nation vying for one of 4 places on offer for this year's 2013 FIFA Under-20 World Cup.
Brazil are the main attraction in Group B. They opened their campaign in the other host city, San Juan, against Ecuador. Ecuador hadn't scored a goal in 16 years at the tournament. Brazil are chasing a 4th successive title. So it came as a surprise when Miguel Parales headed Ecuador into the lead half an hour in. Brazil were wasteful in front of goal, Marcos Jr.'s miss following Adrian's shot epitomising such profligacy. And Ecuador almost made it too when Jose Ceballos tried the audacious from halfway. Brazil responded to that scare by equalising via some good fortune. Mateus shot too hot for goalkeeper Darwin Quero to handle, Luis Leon the unlucky man turning the ball into his own net. There were no further goals as Ecuador held Brazil to a surprise draw.
Group B's other opening game later that day saw Uruguay take on Peru. Peru struck first, Jordi Reyna steering in Jan Dezer's through ball. There are plenty of European-based players featuring in the championship. One of them is Roma's Nicolas Lopez. His composure in front of goal drew Uruguay level. Parity lasted barely 2 minutes, however. Edwin Gomez's blast from long range, ensuring Peru of a half-time lead. The topsy-turvy nature of the game continued after half-time. Lopez involved as Uruguay hauled themselves level for a second time. Ruben Benton caught scoring after Lopez had seen his shot saved. And Uruguay went ahead for the first time within 2 minutes. Diego Roland's fine header making it 3-2, and Uruguay appeared destined for victory. But plucky Peru were awarded a penalty when Gaston Silva brought down substitute Christian Benavente. Benavente, who plays for Real Madrid's Castilla reserve team, keeping his cool to earn Peru a point at the end of an entertaining night of action. So this is how Group B looked after the opening round of games. Brazil the team to beat as they chase Sudamericano under-20 glory again. Venezuela are the other team in Group B. We'll be following the tournament right up until the final, scheduled for February the 3rd.
Wellington Phoenix forward Jeremy Brockier is the latest winner of our Goal of the Week vote. His magnificent strike against Brisbane Roar earned just over 20% of the votes in what was our closest ever global poll on goal.com. Coming up, 5 more goals from which to choose your favourite. Goal 1 this week is Ian Ramsey's for Adelaide against Perth. Brett Emerton's nimble footwork lit up Sydney's win against Melbourne Heart. His is goal 2. Goal 3 is from the Sudamericana under-20 tournament. John Cordoba finishing off a fine move for Colombia in their meeting with Paraguay. Another flowing move saw Roma's Nicolas Lopez score for Uruguay against Peru in the same tournament. It's goal 4. And goal 5, Edwin Gomez scoring from range for Peru in their entertaining draw. To vote for your favourite, simply head to the video section on goal.com. The winner will be announced on Friday.
Now here's something you may not have seen before. 2 kilometres above sea level in Switzerland, this is the home of FC Gaspon, Europe's highest football club. Staff and supporters may have to take a cable car to reach the playing surface, but the views are certainly something to behold.
The football club is famous because we're playing here on the highest pitch of Europe and also on the 3rd highest pitch of the world. And as you can see here, the great view and the village is great. It's beautiful to be here, and it's also famous because of that. The pitch is, as you can see, it's artificial and it's not natural. We don't have to water it, but it wouldn't grow here, the grass, to make a pitch here, because it's on 2,000 meters altitude, and so the air is quite thin.
In light of the high profile their home ground has gained, the players themselves have enjoyed a reasonable level of success, finishing 3rd in their league last season. In previous years, they've been crowned champions and even hosted the European Mountain Villages Championship.
When I watched you, I would like to play there in the big stadiums before such a lot of people, and it should be a great feeling. I can't believe that, but to play here, it's also a great feeling. There are not that much people, but it's the environment that counts here, and it's a great view, great panorama, and also great pitch to play, and that's what I like.
On next week's Goal Show, hitting the heights in Africa, the 29th Cup of Nations gets underway. And we'll have more from the South American Youth Championship in Argentina.